I saw Muhammad at both his best and his worst, the relentless prankster and the jealous older brother, outspoken advocate and a quiet family man behind closed doors. We grew up together, lived together, trained together, traveled together, socialized with celebrities, rubbed shoulders with presidents, and even fought on the same fight cards. There's more to my brother's story than the sweet science and his days in the ring. Despite being diagnosed with Parkinson's, my brother never lost his zest for life in his later years. He continued to speak up and represent his religion and the human race as long as he was alive, dedicating his life to charity and helping others. His death in June 2016 caused an almost unprecedented outpouring of praise and emotion. More words have been written about Muhammad than about almost anyone else. Most good, many controversial, and some that seem intent on tarnishing his legacy. And yet, until now, the voice missing from the conversation has been the one belonging to the man who knew him best. Me. My brother's story has been told countless times via the medium of books, magazines, and documentaries, but on many accounts only consider the legend and not the man. I want to offer a fresh perspective and paint a portrait of not only the personality that most people already know, but of the human being that only I knew. A man who struggled with anger, fear, and temptation like any other, but always did his best to make the world a little better every day. Like any other human being, Muhammad had his faults. He once said to me, "If you ask a man when he's 50 years old if he would do things differently when he was 20, of course he would. And if he doesn't, he's wasted 30 years of his life." Muhammad, of course, didn't waste a minute of his own life. Even those years that the government took away from his boxing career, he invested in becoming the magnetic speaker who would one day inspire a new generation. As a young boy, my brother would say, "I'm going to be the most famous man in the whole world." We both always knew he'd be successful. I remember him once saying to me in his peak, "Brother, isn't it wonderful how our dreams came true? How we accomplished all the goals we had as young children?" I have so much to tell the world about Muhammad Ali, and this book is my attempt to do it. Chapter 1. Brotherhood. My brother almost killed our mom the day he was born. His head was gigantic as a newborn, far too big to slip out naturally when Mom was giving birth to him. The doctors at the General Hospital in Louisville, Kentucky tried every trick in the book to ensure they delivered my brother into this world without losing him, and it still almost didn't work. In the end, they resorted to using forceps, which caused Muhammad to be born with a lopsided head. Thankfully, our mom's own mother was there to console and help. Grandma reassured Mom that she would take care of the baby, and sat with my newborn brother, rubbing his head gently from side to side. Whether this played a role in the beautiful shape it eventually came to be, I can't say, but those forceps left a mark on my brother's right cheek that would stay with him his whole life. Otherwise, as our mom always told us, you could see from the day he was born just how good-looking my brother would grow up to be. Those fine features that punches seemed to slip off of, and that face that launched 1,000 newscasts, the one that almost everyone in the world would come to know. He was a beautiful boy from the first, and my mom loved him the instant she laid eyes on him. Still, not everyone recognized my big brother so readily. Shortly after the birth, the nurses put the wrong baby in our mother's bed, and Mom, still in a haze from the stress of the delivery, only realized that this wasn't her little baby boy after reading the name tag. Even though she must have been in a panic, our softly spoken mom would have barely raised her voice to say, "Hey, this isn't my baby." She had a way of taking such indignities quietly, one of the many respects in which she was the opposite of our father. Finally, they brought my brother to her. She told us years later that all the babies in the ward were so quiet, you'd have been hard-pressed to hear any of those little souls crying, except, of course, for my brother, who wouldn't stop. He went off like a rocket, already the loudest in the room after less than 24 hours in the world, and, of course, he eventually turned on the rest of the babies, and soon they had started screaming too.